everyone. Another first listen for me today to yet another band. This time it is the band Kansas, and it has long been on the list of bands that I need to hear. I'm sure this won't be the only piece of music by the band that I listen to. The piece of music that I'm listening to, let me look at it here, is Icarus, Borne on Wings of Steel. That sounds like it's playing a bit with some Greek mythology. That's going to be kind of fun to explore. I'm curious to see what they do with that. Before I dive in, let me remind you that you can always check out my Ko-fi and Patreon pages if you wish to support my journey, or if you're curious to see what I have there. We are doing a whole series of live listening sessions together where we all gather and listen to music. It's a lot of fun, as well as a lot of exclusive stuff going up there which can't go on YouTube because of copyright issues. So check it out if you wish. Let's see what I have to learn about Kansas before I dive into listening. Kansas is an American rock band that formed in 1973 in Topeka, Kansas. That's where they got their name. I guess my grandmother was born in Kansas. Kansas's musical style, a fusion of hard rock, southern rock, and progressive rock, was influenced by several bands. The music of Yes and Genesis was inspirational to Kansas. Well, I've heard one piece by Yes, which was Close to the Edge, and that's one I still dream of returning to and giving a little closer attention. And Genesis, I remember Firth of Fifth, which made a big impact on me and was one that I really appreciated and enjoyed. So I guess Kansas had some good models. The band has produced 9 gold albums, 3 multi-platinum albums, 1 other platinum studio album, 1 platinum live double album, and a million-selling single. Kansas appeared on the US Billboard charts for over 200 weeks throughout the 1970s and 1980s, and played to sold-out arenas and stadiums throughout North America, Europe, and Japan. Carry On Wayward Son was the second most played track on US classic rock radio in 1995 and number 1 in 1997. Maybe that's one I should listen to at some point in the future then. Icarus, Borne on Wings of Steel is a song that tells a story about Icarus, the son of Daedalus, who attempted to fly away from Crete using wings made of feathers and wax. This Greek myth was used as a metaphor in the song to describe the human pursuit of knowledge and grand ambitions, as well as the dangers and limitations that come with them. The title of the song reflects the main character Icarus, who used wings to fly from Crete, but fell to his death when he flew too high and the wax on his wings melted. Classic Greek mythology. This is going to be fun. Let's see how it sounds. Kind of a storytelling opening, isn't it? Kind of like we're going to sit down and listen to a story from the ancient mythology tradition, which is entirely suitable. The little kind of fantasy land, delicate, imaginative. We enter this world and our minds can go where they please, right? And this little of instruments. It sounds like violin and perhaps a woodwind instrument. A bit lively. No, it doesn't sound like it. Sounds like an electronically produced, a synthesized violin sound. That's what it sounds like. It took me a minute to place it. Shows you how much I listen to that. Here we go. really like that opening because there's something incredibly dynamic about it. It sounds a bit like an old, the early MIDI playback sounds that you hear on computers from, I don't know, I haven't played with MIDI for a long time, but I remember hearing some music played via MIDI files, and it had this kind of dull, boring, overly precise, computerized, okay, it's supposed to be a violin or it's supposed to be a piano. It sounds rigid and stiff. There's a little element of that MIDI quality, but it's kind of cute actually. It doesn't, I don't find it unpleasant in this mix. There's something about it that just adds a little bit of it's kind of lively and at the same time a little bit, shall I say, retro feeling.
Early in the morning sunlight, soaring on the wings of dawn. Here I live and die with my wings in the sky, and I won't come down no more. Higher than the birds I'm flying, crimson skies and ice and fire. Born on wings of steel, I have so much to feel, and I won't come down no more. Sail on, sail on. I will rise each day to meet the dawn. So
I'm fascinated by this perspective of wings of steel and the line, I will come down no more. I think he's saying I won't come down no more. But anyway, referencing the wings of wax and feathers. Now it's steel. Now we're in the modern age. Now I've got wings that can't be melted. They can't freeze off of me. They're strong, and so the confidence that's oozing out of this it's palpable. You just feel it, and then this line comes with such power. Born on wings of steel, I have so much to feel. Wait a minute. Steel is not something that we really perceive as being having a lot of sensitivity and ability to feel. And this little bit of MIDI quality, sound quality, this computerized, or we could think modern world technology, sound quality, is also not something that's incredibly emotionally sensitive or that we really feel. And so to put that line there, born on wings of steel, I have so much to feel, and I will come down no more. Hold on. If we feel, sometimes we do come down. It's a simple line, but I guess they did a great job setting up these ideas and really getting our minds thinking about this, because this overconfidence or this extreme confidence that I hear in this is almost dangerous. It's almost scary. It feels like it feels like the way society, at least modern American society, approaches things. We'll improve it, we'll make it better, we'll build this world of all these achievements, onwards and upwards forever. But you don't know what you're missing, and you don't know what you're destroying along the way, or at least you don't stop to think about it. And it feels like this, even though there's been nothing negative said so far in the song, I already pick up this sense of unease, which is incredibly well presented. It's built in.
Sail on, I will rise each day to meet the dawn. So high, I climb the mountains of the sky. Without my wings, you know I'd surely die. I found my freedom flying high. I climb the mountains of the sky.
Bit of organ there. Almost a game-like feel to the music here. Game, circus, entertainment. Increasing in speed. Slowing down again.
Floating on the clouds of amber.
This middle section, this sort of solo section, I don't love it musically. I don't feel like I can connect to it on a personal or emotional level. I don't find it artistically, musically satisfying, enjoyable. It doesn't mean that I hate it or that there's something immediately unpleasant about it. It just feels kind of distant. But as I'm thinking about this whole portrayal of and message that is being communicated in this piece, it's very appropriate, because I heard it building up speed-wise, tempo-wise, building up to almost a frantic, chaotic tempo, and began to feel a bit mindless, a bit, well, as I said, disconnected. It's just running around like a bunch of mice on wheels, or there was a bit of a swooping diving, like, okay, we're flying high, we're all excited, and we go up and we go down, and then the question, what for? Whatever for? Why are we doing this? And just before I expected it to end in some great explosion from the high speed, the brakes were put on and we slowed back down, and here comes the voice again. It works really well to express and convey this sense of caution that I think they're trying to give us here.
Floating on the clouds of amber, searching for the rainbow's end. Earth so far below me, I'm here alone, and I won't come down no more.
It says, I won't come down no more, and it's like a stubborn child stomping his feet, and you hear the drums, and then digging the heels in, and no, I won't come down no more. I'm up here. I'm not coming down. You can't argue with me. I've decided this. Listen to that. Isn't this great?
It's so far below me.
Making some incredibly proud statement. I won't come down no more. You can't get me, Mom.
Sail on, sail on. I will rise each day to meet the dawn. So high, so high. I climb the mountains of the sky. Without my wings, you know I'd surely die. I found my freedom flying high. I climb the mountains of the sky.
Speeding up again. Getting more lively. What an interesting piece of music. I'm constantly being thrown between I like it, I don't like it. I like this about it, I don't like that about it. It makes sense, and yet it doesn't pull me in. Such an interesting mix of impressions and feelings that I get from this first listen. Well, this is my first exposure to Kansas, and I have to listen to more of their music to really get a handle on what they have to say. I don't, as I said, I don't fall in love with it instantly. At the same time, I feel like the message they wished to convey, they conveyed very effectively. If you sit down and you listen and you pay attention to what is being communicated in this piece of music, it comes across very clearly and easily and without a lot of pretense or effort. So in that regard, it's highly effective. This is kind of moving more towards the progressive rock style, isn't it? So it's a different subgenre, a different feel than some of the more classic rock stuff I've been listening to, like Beatles and Queen and Pink Floyd and all of that. So I understand it's going to feel different. It's interesting that I don't feel the same, I don't sense the same emotional passion as with in Genesis Firth of Fifth. It doesn't have the same soaring lines and the same dynamic range, the same expressive elements. It's more mechanical. And I don't know how much of that is classic Kansas and how much of it is specific to this particular piece of music. So before I decide whether I really enjoy Kansas as a band, I need to listen to some more of Kansas. But I will say that as much as I don't find myself drawn towards this kind of musical sound and style, and why don't I find myself drawn towards it? There are several things. The harmonic scheme is kind of ordinary. There's nothing really engaging about the harmonic scheme, at least to my ears. There is a lot of instrumental running around and busyness, but the question is, what for? And that to me is the real key to appreciating this piece, because based on what they said and in the little bit that I read at the beginning, it's a song that tells a story about Icarus, yes, and this Greek myth was used as a metaphor to describe the human pursuit of knowledge and grand ambitions. Well, I caught that in the music instantly. This drive to go on, and this incredible confidence and ambition and pursuit of something, but what and what for? And that is a really great caution to us. It's not that we shouldn't be pursuing knowledge and we shouldn't be ambitious. I think that's one of the wonderful things about humanity, is that they have humanity. We have this drive. We have this built within us to develop, to explore, to conquer, to achieve, to climb higher, go to the peak of Mount Everest, whatever for, just because it's built into us. Sometimes we don't have to answer what for, but at the same time, we should always ask ourselves the question, what for? Because along the way, in all of these grand achievements that we're doing, we also have the very human tendency to trample on the weaker, the smaller, the sensitive, and we can do a lot of damage as we are progressing. And that is something that we should always be aware of. And I think that is the message that I hear in this song. And it's an important message, and the music does a fabulous job of conveying that. So in that regard, I think it's a great piece of message art. And we should all sit up and listen to it. So there we have Icarus, born on wings of steel. Now the question is, what do we want after the steel? Wax melted, steel kind of hard and cold. What's it going to be next? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you soon.